how to overcome your anxiety. Hi, my name is Pina Akin and welcome to Pina TV. I want to help you to overcome your anxiety. So there's all kind of anxieties in this world, but most of them happens in our own personal mind, right? Because I'm afraid from things, you aren't afraid, and you're afraid from things. I am not afraid, if that was right. Anyway, so often because of something that happened to you, okay, something in your past or some idea that you have. First of all, I want you to accept your anxiety, okay? I want you to make friends with your anxiety. Some people are afraid from dogs and some aren't. Some are afraid from cats, some aren't. It's the same cat, it's the same dog, but it's a different mindset. Often it has to do with something we experienced in our childhood and you was about to swim and then you were like drowning into the water, then someone helped you out. You might are afraid from water now, afraid to swim, or if you maybe saw someone drowning, whatever, and this happened and now other people swim but you don't, because there is something in your mindset that says it's not good, it's not safe, don't do this please, I want to help you survive, I'm your brain and I'm just here to make sure you're okay. Now you have that problem all your life and it's sad because swimming is fun, right? Or it's sad because dogs are so cute. I had a huge anxiety from dogs in my past, but I overcome it because I decided that I do not want to live this way, because I saw the people not being afraid from dogs and actually think they're cute, and only that what I could see is something that will bite me in a bit or might hurt me in a bit, but other people saw the dog in a different way, a best friend, and I'm like, friend? He tried to kill me. Because I had an experience when I was a kid. I was about to jump on a bike from a neighbor. He just stopped his bike in front of a gate, right? And there was always this huge dog, a shepherd dog, who always like barked really loud and scared everyone. But that day made me totally anxious, okay? Because the gate was open. Somehow, I don't know, the owner just let the dog out of the line. And the dog started running towards me and barking. And it was a big shepherd dog. And I was a small little child. And I was so scared that my neighbor said, come on, jump on the bike, jump on the bike, jump on the bike. But I was so scared, I just started running across the street like zigzag, like I was like this, and the dog behind me was running zigzag, zigzag. And later on my neighbors and my brother told me that it was so funny. It was not funny for me that moment because they say you're just like zigzag, zigzag with the dog, right? Because I was so scared, just wanted to save my life. Then the dog, how do you say, scratched me on the leg here. On my leg here. He scratched me, and then the owner called him back. Good morning, owner. Good that you called him back. So I'm happy that he didn't bite me. Maybe he wouldn't even bite me. Maybe he just wanted to scare me because I scared him, maybe, you know, who knows what would happen, right? That made me scared so much, and I always thought that dogs are somehow bad. In the next 3 minutes they would just bite you or hurt you, but this was not true, right? It happens sometimes, but it doesn't happen to everyone. I was sure that I wanted to overcome that anxiety because many friends had dogs and I don't wanted to visit them then. I remember one time I was 1 hour at a friend's door and she wanted to make me go in. I was like, yo, this dog, and she's like, he's so fine. And I mean, he was huge and was black with black eyes. I mean, how much more scareful could a dog be, I thought, right? After 1 hour she took me by the hand and we could make it off and I ran back. So it was also really funny to remember. After 1 hour we managed to get me in her room. Anxiety, it can be so hard. Other people, they maybe open door and say, oh, how cute is this big dark dog with black eyes. And I'm like, oh my god, no way. So different mindsets, but it's the same dog, right? I told myself I want to overcome that, and I thought maybe one day I buy me a baby dog and maybe it's fine. How I actually, huh? I love that. Oh, thank you. Good idea. Thank you. Are you talking with who? With myself. Good. Hi. Yeah, and one day I was visiting a friend and I slept 2 weeks at his house and he had a dog. At the beginning I was so scared. I always told him to put the dog out of the room. I mean, you know, he don't want it to be all the time in his room, so he came out and he said, I'm there, don't be scared, Pina. And then the dog just sat down and watched me like this. I was watching TV, but I was watching the dog, and I said, why is she looking at me? And he's like, she's just looking. No, 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 she's looking since 10 minutes. She's looking at me since 10 minutes. Why she look? What does she want? Does she want to bite me or hit me? Like, whatever she's waiting for. Like, I saw her still as an enemy, right? And he was like, no, she's just curious who you are. I'm like, tell her to look somewhere else. And I was like, no, she should go out of the room. And I was like, so... because I was so scared, you know, it was not being mean, I was being so scared. I thought in the next minute when I don't pay attention, she would just bite me or scratch me, right? So after a while, like in the second week, you have to see me. I was sleeping with that dog in the bed and we were actually cuddling. So what changed? The dog? Me? I don't know. I just saw this dog is actually really cute and she really just watched me and she's so nice, that I realized that I can be friends with this dog. Here I was, overcome my anxiety. Not every dog, so to other dogs I was still a little bit scared, but that I overcome when I was actually dog sitting. I started dog sitting, which I never did before. The people asked me, so you're okay with dogs? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with dogs. And here I was, dog sitting a dog, and I'm like, whoa. And there I again overcome my anxiety. I did it a few more times and I'm totally fine with dogs. The only thing what happens when I see a dog is that my mind reminds me of my anxiety. Like I'm like this, and then I tell myself, oh, you're not anxious anymore. So your mind still thinks this is anxiety, but you yourself know it now better, okay? I just tell myself, oh no, that's not anxiety anymore, and then it's fine, and this feeling goes away. I see a dog running, I'm like, and then I also remind myself again, not every dog is bad, this dog actually just runs, okay? So what I would recommend you to do is, I would first take the decision that you do not want to be anxious about this topic, right? So moving in a new city or telling the love of your life that you love him or whatever, so that you say, I don't want to be afraid of that. I want to be brave. It's okay to are anxious and to not push this away and hate it. Like, I hate that I'm anxious, I hate it, and then to say, hey, come here, you know, to hug your anxiety, to hug yourself. I mean, how would it be to be mad with me because I was scared of dogs? Yeah, it just wouldn't be nice, because I had my reasons for being scared, right? So you have your reasons for your own anxieties. What is good then is maybe to have a self-talk, okay? Self-talk is totally fine. You know, many people do self-talks. I even think the most smartest people on this planet do self-talks all the time. And when you are on your own four walls, no one sees you talking to yourself, right? So sit down, have a candlelight dinner with yourself and talk about your anxiety. Ask your whys, right? So I'm afraid to move to this new city. Why? Because I do not know anyone there. Why don't you know anyone there? Because I was never there. If that is your anxiety, you do not know anyone, you can go there and make friends. And then your anxiety could be, what if I feel me lost there? So, okay, you feel yourself lost, what can happen then? You just go back, right? I mean, in your city where you live right now, you also have problems happening. So when the problem is there, then you can deal with the problem, you know? So, not buying a car because you're anxious that you can have a car crash. Yeah, I mean, when you have a car crash, then you can deal with the car crash. But I know people who drive for 30 years and never have a car crash. I would deal with the problem when it's there. I wouldn't think over what is when, what is if, what is this, what is this. It's just too much in the mind, and often it's just not true. It's just cinema, you know. You can write a script. Some of my friends were really anxious. I remember me telling, because she was just out of everything, she was making a big scenario, like, oh my god, what if this breaks? Oh, what if it's this? What if this, that? What if it bites? What if like, she was so like, or what if I miss my flight? What if this car hits? What if, like, she had so many what ifs coming out of anxiety, where I also thought she's maybe addicted to anxiety. Maybe that's also what some people are addicted to, negative thoughts. I told her one time, like, hey, you should write a script. You're so good in worst case scenarios. You know, like all the what ifs. Like, you can write a horror movie script or a thriller. I meant it really serious, because I can't think that much as she. Like, the thought she has sometimes, I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? You know, like she has to write it all down and send it to someone who's a writer. So when he needs a worst case scenario or things that can happen, that would be the right person for it, right? So of course it's sad to live this way, but it's everyone's own decision. But often the worst case scenarios do not happen. Many things you thought, what if that, what if this, what if this, most of them didn't happen, and the ones that happened are now gone, right? Because you dealt with it, or you're still dealing with life. Is like a classical concert, a friend of mine said once, and I really loved it. You know, it started like I don't know how to mimic a classical concert, right? A classical music. There is often this where it's like nothing happened and at this time it doesn't go well together. Like, hey, they were just a nice flirt, and now there's a bum bum bum, like, you know. But together, like the song, the classical music together is so fun. It tells a story. It's interesting. That's real life. Together it is so beautiful. But when things happening and in that moment, it might feel overwhelming or out of place or whatever, but together your life can be so beautiful. If you watch it together, you're like, hey, I've gone through so many things, and hey, that was fun. I learned so much. There was just a little fish in the water jumping, so cute. Will he do it again? Will you do it again? Okay, oh, there is a baby family actually in the background. Okay, and I mean, no one of us like to watch a movie where just nothing happens. I mean, it was cute to show you that cute little ducks, right? They swim, but if I would show you them now for 1.5 hours, most of you would just say, okay, like there's nothing happening. They have to watch them taking a bath 1.5 hours. But if a shark would now jump out of the water, I think it would take all your attention and would maybe eat one of that. It would be tomorrow in the news maybe. Anyway, life would be really boring if it would be all the time the same. So it's good to have up and downs, because that's just how life is. Like, so you can write a list, okay, with things that could happen and what you're afraid of, and then you can also write a list or think it just out loud right now with the things that could go right. So I could move in a new city and I could feel lost, have problems, failures, maybe I don't find a job or whatever, and then I could make new friends, I could make new experiences, I could learn a new language. Also the positive side. So there will be always negative and positive. I'm right now in a beautiful place, yeah, in beautiful California, and even here in California, even if it looks so pretty on pictures, there are also a lot of bad things, okay, so which you might don't see in the beautiful pictures from everyone. Yeah, it's just in every city, it's just in every place, they're good and bad, okay, so you just have to accept it. It's just a part of life, okay, that's just how life is. Good morning if no one told you that before, but that's life. Life is never just going one line, okay, it's going up and down, it's up and down, it's up and down, and it's fine, it's good. That's you, that makes you you, that makes me me, and it's so beautiful. It's beautiful sometimes to have the anxiety feeling, yeah, to have sad feelings, because then you can appreciate things more. I'm right now in the point of my life where I cherish the bad things. Maybe not at that particular moment, but later on, because often when we feel sad or anxious, we take time for ourselves. We don't want to go out in a crowd then. We're like, oh no, today I'm just, no, and then we sit down, maybe with a glass of wine or whatever, and then you think about your own shit. But maybe that's the good thing to do. You give yourself time, okay? So this is why I would say it has always also some positive effect. My recommendation is do it, and do it afraid. If you want to grow in life and if you want to overcome your anxiety. There was one time I was in a holiday park with my sister and my brother and friends, and it was this big free-fall power tower. You know, you go up in the sky and it goes with one shot, like down, yeah. And I'm afraid of heights, my brother too. I was thinking, no way. And my sister, she said, Pina, if you do not do it now, you will not do it ever.
And I said, I'm beep scared. Like, I don't go there.
And she's like, Pina, if you do it now, you will not have any anxiety of it anymore. Your anxiety will stop today. she said. But if you don't do it today, you will your whole life be scared from this tower or any high things, right? So she said, do it now, and I promise you, you won't be scared anymore. And I trust my sister, I love my sister, so I said, okay. So I went to the Springfield Power Tower, I sat down, it goes up, and I'm like, okay, I better do a prayer, right? I'm afraid of heights, right? So I was there, and then this camera, they smile for the photo, so you're up high, you know, you can see everyone little, like ants. And I smiled, and at that moment it goes just down, and I felt me like in this comic movies where my mouth going like I really felt like everything is going down. And but when I come back on the ground and I was safe, so I didn't die, right? I thought like, whoa, I really thought like that was totally adrenaline, and that was amazing. I'm still alive and I just did it, and I felt me so brave. I felt me so good afterwards. I felt me like, yeah, I overcome my anxiety and I'm still alive, right? And I did it again and I did it again, and like I did it 5 times the Springfield Tower Power. And if my sister and my friends wouldn't say, Pina, okay, can we go now to the next thing, then I would do it 10 times, because that gave me so much a kick that I just overcome my anxiety, and it was so fun. Like, it wasn't that scared as I thought in my mind. And that's the cool thing what can happen, you know. So every time when you overcome your anxiety, then you can even have fun. And now I can go to any park and I can just drive every attraction, right? Even the really high ones, even if I'm scared of heights, because yeah, because I just did it, right? So I wish you a wonderful and nice day. See you soon. Oh my god, this is